All right, so I thought I'd talk some more about Paratopic, the video game by Arbitrary Metric, because I was doing a playthrough of it recently, and I kind of realized something that maybe stood out to some other people, but I haven't seen it written anywhere online, or I haven't seen anybody referencing it. But I think people have the general idea about this. But basically, we all know about the power company in the game, the people that are kind of the centerpiece of whatever disaster happened, and and very mysterious, and everybody's trying to figure out what's going on. And I thought that it was important to kind of look at this game now, especially because Arbitrary Metric, I think, plans on making a sequel to Paratopic that's going to be kind of in the same area. So there's probably going to be more answers to a lot of these questions. But I kind of realized something when I was playing as the bird watcher, and I went down to the underground facility or whatever, and I watched that video of Dr. Algernon explaining explaining the place to the new employees. I kind of like thought of maybe trying to search up Dr. Algernon Kane's name, just to see if they based that character on anybody, or if if the name would reveal anything about the plot or whatever. And I think I found out something pretty interesting about the name they gave this character, and I think they named this character kind of strategically to give us clues about what was going on, because the name is Dr. Algernon Kane, and they're the head of the power company. And when I looked up the name Algernon, one of the sort of most prominent results was for this story called Flowers for Algernon, which is it's a short story that was written in 1959 by Daniel Keyes. And I'm thinking that just because of the plot of the story, that I'm thinking the developers probably named their character after the character in the story. And because the story is basically about a scientist who is working with mice in his laboratory, and he has a mouse that he sort of gives surgery to make it more intelligent. I don't know exactly the specifics, but and so this mouse is like super intelligent now, and it performs like tricks or whatever happens in the story to prove its intelligence. And eventually I think the mouse dies, and he buries the mouse in his backyard, and he asks a friend to like leave flowers for the mouse. And so that's why the story is called Flowers for Algernon. So yeah, I think that story relates to Dr. Algernon Kane, because maybe Dr. Kane was abducted by the aliens that are in the story, or something similar. Whatever crazy species is present in Paratopic, and Dr. Algernon was abducted by them and given some surgery for intelligence or something like that. Like what happened in the story Flowers for Algernon. And that is part of like who he is. Like maybe he's some like hybrid alien human kind of thing that was at the head of the power company, and maybe was a culprit in causing this giant disaster. And so I think that makes a lot of sense. And then also like his last name being Kane, that's kind of like an easy reference to maybe the Bible or something, where Cain kills his brother. So that's not good. And maybe that combination of these things, where it's Algernon Kane, where it's like this mouse that got surgery for intelligence, and then his last name is about like treachery. It's kind of implying that he was given like superhuman intelligence by some aliens, and then came back to betray humanity. That sounds like maybe the story. And so pretty much this is just an idea that I think supports a lot of lines of thought that point to this power company being cooperative with aliens and whatever, because especially kind of supported by this character's name. So yeah, that was just kind of a quick thought. I hope this helps with people's interpretation of Paratopic. And yeah, let me know what you think. So yeah, thanks for listening, and if I have any other ideas about Paratopic, I'll try to make another one of these.